The Stand Your Ground Mastery is unblockable resistant. That doesn't seem right, but it is. That's not good. Kabam might have to look into that. There could have been a Marvel Contest of Champions animated series. What? Yes, all will be revealed in a moment. Blink was a pitch champ to appear in-game, and so much more. Hello everybody, welcome to Hump Day. It is indeed a Wednesday. It's time for an MCN to keep you up to date with what is going on from around the community. Do hit the like button and subscribe with post notifications on all. That would be very handy. Thank you all. Let's kick off the show with this. This is really interesting. So, Manchopper on Twitter, just out of curiosity, is this going to be fixed, or the description of Stand Your Ground going to be updated? The fact Stand Your Ground Master can resist an unblockable attack is sort of BS. A normal heavy? Sure. Unblockable? No. The mastery itself reads like this. While blocking, your champion has a 17% chance to resist a block break, ranging all the way up to a 50% each time. Now obviously that's what you see on screen right now. Go back to where it was. It is a bit kind of like, well, it's more commonly resisted. But what you saw as well is unblockable. That's an unblockable. So Stand Your Ground bypasses unblockable. There you go. That's interesting enough. I think it's more interesting what Kabam and how Kabam plan to deal with it. Kabam Mike did say on Twitter in response, this is an ongoing conversation. Technically, the description just says that it resists a block break, which would include unblockable attacks. So it's working as described, but we're exploring if it should be updated or left as it is. So yeah, on a technical basis and literal, I'm talking full-on Drax here, it is fine. It doesn't go over my head. I will catch it. So that's how it kind of like is at the moment. It is incredibly literal against how it's kind of put down on the block break element of the description for the mastery. Marvel Contest of Champions. So yeah, I don't know whether or not this is going to be changed. We'll have to kind of see how Kabam plans to deal with it, and if there's any update, you know, we'll look at. It's certainly a weird thing to kind of look. Okay, well, I got unblockable. You can't block, resist, stand your ground block breaks anymore. Don't do it. Unblockable's not so unblockable anymore. You can block unblockable. Headache. And yes, there are champions that block unblockable. That's that's not the point I was making, but it was the point of going like the layer upon layer of complexity to something doesn't need to be overly complex. It's meant to be, you know, it's meant to be a fun kind of game. But I say it de-stresses you. I think I've had more stress from this game than any other game that I've played. But in any case, moving forward, Battlegrounds Bugs. Now, I've seen a lot of this, and this is really, really annoying. It happened to me a lot last season, and it's happened a lot more this season, especially because I've been playing against people, and I'm being like, okay, so I lost the first one, didn't play very well, and then won the second one, but I've just won like in 2 rounds. Well, it should be a draw so far. Where's the third round? And that's happening a lot. It's happened a couple of times to me from like one side or the other, but that's the thing. A lot of time people are going, well, did they cheat and get banned or something? And it's no. This is the other side of things where this player says there have been times my fights do not start, so the fight doesn't start, and I have to wait until the opponent finishes their fight so I can take the fat loss. And you can see like the player lost in 7 seconds there. And it's not really fathomable to lose in 7 seconds. It would probably take it would take more than that. But this is just because either your fight doesn't start, you're in for a moment and it goes, boom, bumps you out, or you're kind of left there hanging with the timer going down, or a grey around the pause button, and you're having to restart the app, which means that you've instantly lost. It's a massive, massive time slump at the moment for people. We discussed this in yesterday's little video where I kind of had a look at somebody's, if they got progress issues because, whatever reason, we talked about in that video, and had a look at a very strong kind of case of discussion for it. But the other side of things is if you lose time because of bugs, it is massive. And this is why this game mode is still so much of a beta at the moment, because these things just need to be aired out. I would say to Kabam, when you got off season for season, are we season 5 now? Season 5. Between season 5 and season 6, take an extra week, deal with the bugs, and then bring it back. That would be good. 2 weeks off, get all the bugs aired out, come back, strong, looking crispy. That's what you need to do. I'm being called. Oh, it's M. So in any case, I'll move on. I was talking about Battlegrounds and Battlegrounds Bugs. Bad. But in any case, moving on. Marvel Contest of Champions, the movie, saw this amazing poster by Super Duper Boo over on Twitter. Links in the description. And yeah, it just looks amazing. But the most surprising thing about this is the response from Gabe. If you don't remember, Gabe Frazera used to be the creative director over at Kabam, especially associated with Marvel Contest of Champions and Marvel Realm of Champions. So, this was cool. And that there wasn't a movie pitch for Marvel Contest of Champions, but there was a pitch for a 3D animated series making the rounds at some point. A lot of the time it will be, I don't know, I guess studios will go, hey, we got a great idea for you. What we can do is make a fantastic series. But it only kind of like, you know, ends up that they're trying to like float it around, pitch it, and then sometimes they're like, we're not really interested. I gotta be honest, looking at what has happened from the likes of Cyberpunk and their animated series and a few other game to animated series crossovers or animated series that then come to game, you can have a really decent series, especially if you get scripting right, if you get tone right. And as well, if you get speaking right, because my throat's going all funky. But yeah, to the point. And how would the story be? It would be following a bunch of summoners, but touching on important moments of the game story. Well, I don't know if I kind of that may have lost me now on that. But maybe it would have been cool to do it being focused on the contest itself and Marvel characters battling it out for some sort of reason, like either it's kind of like a tournament of such. Or it's those regions battling together, like glory of the Wakandan Republic, or the other places, the other type, different zones, just going like, right, well, we are reigning supreme, and then we're going to come together and battle. But it's like, oh, you know, Wakanda's the strongest. It's just stuff like that. Or maybe it's kind of like there's twists where it's actually the Grandmaster's like, nobody wins, only I win because I get to see you battle. And no one gets their freedom. You know, there's lots of things that could be kind of done with that. But it's so cool to know that maybe at one stage we could have got some sort of animated series for Marvel Contest of Champions. Would have been cool for something like Disney Plus. And if that was pitched, you know, if it was pitched in 2015, 16, 17, even up to like 2019, it wouldn't have been right for Disney Plus. Now, it is ideal for Disney Plus and something like that. Just a nice animated series. Sticking with the idea of what could have been and Blink. Okay, how does Blink kind of factor into the Marvel Contest of Champions kind of eco-space? Really could be an amazing character. You look at what certain characters have done, like the animations for Mr. Fantastic, where you've got the portals and you kind of fight and kind of punching through. You look at Bamfing with Nightcrawler. You look at Astral Plane, not manipulation, but kind of astral, the astral plane usage with Wong, and so many other characters. Not just those particular characters, but what I'm trying to get to is the animation inspiration that can lead to a character like Blink. And we could have got Blink at some stage in Marvel Contest of Champions. That's really, really cool. So I saw this by Jim, who said that this is like a top 10 X-Verse champions need to come to MCOC, and as well like a few other kind of like, you know, top 10s type ones here from various different places, people and sources. And when kind of like coming into this just to speak. Again, Gabriel Frazera. It's a Gabriel Frazera special today. Says, Blink was one I always suggested in the brainstorms. She would be great in game. And I agree, that would have been cool. But yeah, there could have been a chance at one stage that we could have had Blink within Marvel Contest of Champions. We could still have it. That's the thing. But it's always interesting to see these little kind of takes and kind of responses by Gabe, because you get really to understand the history of Marvel Contest of Champions and sort of like where it's going, but I think it's going in its own direction from a story arc perspective. It's just at times I kind of feel not much. I think Kabam are going away from all the kind of like story structure and stuff like that, because it's not really at the forefront. You don't get really kind of thrusted, and you know, trying to keep up to date with what's happening with Karina and Act 8. It kind of feels like that we should have some kind of more motion comics on YouTube to kind of give the player base a, you know, 3 to 5, even 6 minute idea of like, okay, here's Act 8 in a nutshell. They started doing these, the story so far, but they've just stopped, which is kind of a disappointing thing. Also, please go and support the second annual MCC Awards show. This is a massive show done by Lefty Knox. A lot of work has gone into this show. There's appearances from myself, a lot of people as well within the Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube community. And there's just, look, if you want to have entertainment for an hour and also see who has been nominated and won the second annual awards from last year, obviously this is from the 2022, then go and check it out in the link in the description down below. As I said, a lot of work goes into this, and please go and support it. Please give it a watch, as Lefty put a lot of work into it, and subscribe to Lefty as well at the same time. And the final thing we're going to cover today is arena predictions for Wasp and for Human Torch. Arena is very odd at the moment, but I'll go with some predictions in any case. 6-star Human Torch will go with 35 mil. I mean, look, recently we got Quicksilver going for 32 mil, so anything could be possible. 5-star Human Torch, 12 mil. To be honest, that'd probably go by like 10 mil. 6-star Wasp, I'll go with 110 mil, just because Winter Soldier recently went for as high as he did, because reasons. 5-star Wasp, I'll go with 25 mil. So, you just don't know what's going on with Arena nowadays. It's all over the place. One week is very different to the next, and predicting it is very much kind of like navigating through a storm of people's grind habits. Very, very odd. There we go. That has been the show for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've got to fix some stuff. I've actually got to start work in a moment with Final Strike. We've got a big project that's going to be handed in today and Friday. So I'm working on some stuff today with that one, and that'll be the theme going through the rest of the week. I'll try and find some time to live stream. I really will. And also trying to make some videos. But yeah, next week will be business as normal, and I'll be focusing a lot more on champions, rank ups, and making some cool content going into the last couple of weeks of the month. But also, thank you very much to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen right now. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. Thank you very much. Renew your Prime sub. Make sure to do that. And yes, check out some other content which will be located on screen right now. And I'll see you all very soon. Much love. God bless. Goodbye.